Hey everyone, Brian here. I am a Bible nerd. Welcome to the Tuesday Trivia Answer video. So every Tuesday on my Facebook page at Bible Nerd, I post 4 questions throughout the day. At the end of the day, we post the answer video. I think it's just a fun way to do Bible study. I've had a lot of people have the answer right, but they don't necessarily know exactly where or the backstory, or I just like to kind of dig into the answers of these questions and just makes it kind of a fun way to do Bible study. Maybe a little more memorable and see what answers you get right, which ones you get wrong. I just think it's a fun way to do it every Tuesday. I also want to promote BibleNerd.com. This is where I post my blogs. This is where I post the podcast, where I post YouTube. And I also have a little merch store that has just these fun nerd logos and that type of thing. So I just got this hat. This is one of the new things I made right here, just Bible Nerd. Hopefully you can see that pretty well. And I made it on a shirt. I put it on a little hoodie, put on a hat. I got on a mug. It looks really cool on the mug. And then there's a tumbler too. So just kind of put the logo on a couple different things. So when you're going to Bible study or going to church or something or going to an activity, what a great way to show off that you're a Bible nerd by just having a hat or a shirt or a tumbler or something like that. So just had a lot of fun with the other designs. Plus, I also have just a regular nerd merch store that's at nerdmerch.com. And it'll have just kind of nerd that's kind of just more generic. That's one I've worn many times. And I have all these different categories because I figure people nerd out for all kinds of different reasons, for science and comic books and cars and math and computers and just all this stuff that you can nerd out on. And I always tell people, you nerd out for something. You do. There's something that you just get excited about, that you want to dig into a little deeper, you want to know more about. That's what being a nerd's all about. So I thought it'd be fun to have an outfit, a shirt, a hat, hoodies, just stuff like that would be fun to show off your inner nerd. So join me at BibleNerd.com or NerdMerch.com. Buy yourself a hat, buy yourself a mug, a hoodie, whatever it might be. I'm creating new categories all the time. I'm creating new fonts all the time. I'm creating new logos all the time. So check out those two websites. So let's jump into Trivia Tuesday. Let's go to answer and question number 1. Welcome to Trivia Tuesday. Let's go on to first question. Oh, you know what? I got to have a Bible first. Let's see. Let's do this one. We're going to do this one. Got to be ready to answer those questions, right? Okay. Let's see. What was the first question? Let me pull it up here real quick. Okay, we got it right here. What is the longest book in the Bible? Is it A, Psalm, B, Isaiah, C, Genesis, or D, Jeremiah? Some of you are going to get this wrong, I think. Many of you are going to jump out and say Psalm. Psalm's the one. But actually, if you look at the original Hebrew word count, Jeremiah is the actual longest book, followed by Genesis, then Psalms. A couple other fun little trivia facts here. For the longest chapter in the Bible is in Psalms, and Psalms has the most chapters. It also has the shortest chapter. So the longest chapter is 119. The shortest chapter is Psalm 117. But as far as actual Hebrew word count, the longest book in the Bible is actually Jeremiah. So our answer is D. All right, let's go on to question number 2. What did Paul use to illustrate the relationship between Christians and the law? Was it A, marriage, B, farming, C, building, or D, running a race? Well, if we're talking Paul, we're going to be probably in Romans. I mean, he's got a lot of great letters, but let's go to Romans to get into this theology idea of that we're trying to get to here. So we're going to go Romans chapter 7, and we're going to find our answer. Let's start in the second verse. For example, a married woman is legally bound to her husband while he lives, but if her husband dies, she is released from the law regarding the husband. So then, if she is married to another man while her husband is living, she is called an adulteress. But if her husband dies, she is free from that law. Then if she marries another man, she is not an adulteress. So you can see he's using this marriage illustration of law rules. And so the answer is marriage. And you can see this idea of marriage is played out as bridegroom and other things within the church. And there's a lot of things that do tie into this relationship idea of marriage. So today's answer is A, marriage. All right, let's go on to question number 3. What did God create on the first day? Was it A, animals, B, light, C, humans, or D, plants? Well, if we're talking first day of creation, we're going to Genesis. So you can just kind of shut your Bible, open it back up, and you're going to be to Genesis. And let's get our answer. What did God create the first day? Let's just start right from the beginning of the Bible. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness covered the surface of the watery depths. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. God saw that light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. It was an evening, and there was a morning, one day. So our answer is B, light. But where's the sun? When is the sun created? Well, you have to go down. Let's see, you got to go down to verse, 14. Then God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the sky to separate the day from the night. They will serve as signs for seasons, for days and years. There will be lights in the expanse of the sky to provide light on the earth." And it was so. God made the two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, the lesser light to rule the night. We're talking the sun and the moon. God placed them in the expanse of the sky to provide light on the earth, to rule the day and the night, and to separate light from darkness. And God saw it was good. Evening came, and then morning, the fourth day. So light is created the first day, light and dark, but the sun and the moon aren't created till day 4. Where was all the light coming from? Well, what's our source? Is our source the sun or even the earth? Or is it God? I think it's pointing to He is ultimate light. His glory shone throughout the entire universe. Just a powerful imagery here in Genesis chapter 1. So the answer is B, light. Let's go on to question number 4. All right, let's go on to our last question. I hope you have fun with this. I think these trivia questions are fun. I kind of post them through the day on Facebook. Then I create the video here that just goes through the answers. It's just a great way to do Bible study, kind of bounce around different topics and just have a lot of fun with learning in kind of a different way through these trivia questions. So I hope you had fun with them. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. But let's go on to our final question. What did Solomon ask God for when he became king? Was it A, wealth, B, long life, C, wisdom, or D, power? Let's go to 1 Kings, and we're going to go to chapter 3. So it's early on in 1 Kings, chapter 3, and let's read this incredible story that we have here on King Solomon. Let's go on verse 5. At Gibeon, the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream at night. God asked, "What should I give you?" And Solomon replied, "You have shown great and faithful love to your servant, my father David, because he walked before you in faithfulness, righteousness, and integrity. You have continued this great and faithful love for him by giving him a son to sit on the throne, as it is today. Lord my God, you have now made your servant king in my father's David's place. Yet I am just a youth with no experience in leadership. Your servant is among your people you have chosen, a people too many to be numbered or counted. So give your servant a respective heart to judge your people and to discern between good and evil. For who is able to judge these great people of yours?" Now it pleased the Lord that Solomon had requested this. So God said to him, "Because you have requested this and did not ask for long life, or riches for yourself, or the death of your enemies, but you have asked discernment for yourself to administer justice, I will therefore do what you have asked. I will give you a wise and understanding heart, so that there was never anyone like you before and never will again. In addition, I will give you what you do not ask for, both riches and honor, so that no king will be equal during your entire life. If you walk in my ways and keep my statutes and commands, just as your father David did, I will give you a long life." So the answer is C, wisdom. But what a beautiful display here early on in Solomon's life of his acknowledgement of his father and the role that his father played, and that he is young and needs wisdom and cries out and asks for wisdom. A lot of the wisdom literature that we see in the Old Testament is accredited to Solomon for being one of the wisest men that ever lived. Obviously, he still had faults. He was had a lot of harems, a lot of women, a lot of wives. So he still fell into that maybe generational curse. David had a little bit of issue with that, and there was something there that just captured him. But as far as wisdom and how he directed and some of the most prosperity times within the Israelite culture is during Solomon's reign. So the answer is wisdom, and I think we need to ask the same thing. By asking for wisdom, all these other things will be added to us. By seeking and digging into the word and standing on the shoulder of giants, I think is what we all should do, because everything will stem from wisdom. So I feel like that's why I do this podcast. That's why I do this channel. That's why I do these things, is I'm seeking the fear of the Lord, and wisdom is what I'm looking for. And all this other stuff either doesn't seem to matter that much anymore, or I'm able to discern better and have better choices in those things. So I hope you found this interesting, and we'll catch you next week. Well, how fun was that? Trivia Tuesday. Every Tuesday, I post the questions throughout the day on Facebook. So check me out on Facebook at Bible Nerd, and Nerd is with the 3. So Bible N3RD. Just a fun way to say nerd. And there's so many other nerds that were taken with an E. So I just thought it was kind of fun. There's a little backstory with the N3RD that's kind of fun. And just a great way to do Bible study. I think it's just a lot of fun. So I really appreciate you liking this. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell me what I'm doing right, tell me what I'm doing wrong. I just really like to engage with people on these topics and this concept of just nerding out on the Bible. I just think it's absolutely amazing. The podcasts I listen to, the books I study, it's just so much fun, and I'd love to interact with you and just have conversations. There's so many other plans I have for the YouTube channel, for the Facebook. I'm constantly looking at getting some guests on the show, and just kind of building this up and just really engaging with the believers and non-believers of Christianity. So leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks, everyone.